Hello there, and welcome to a brand new video on the channel. My name is the one, the only, the timeless poet. And in today's video I will be talking to you about a deleted scene from the most recent Doctor Who spin-off, The War Between the Land and the Sea, and also the most popular current news that's been announced recently of the upcoming demolishment, if that's a word, the getting rid of Ianto Shrine in Cardiff to do with the Torchwood TV show. So without further ado, into our first news article of the video. This news article is from the Radio Times. The headline is Torchwood fans mourn the loss of beloved Ianto Jones Memorial in Cardiff as management issues update. Let's see what it's got to say. There we go, a nice picture of the characters of Ianto Jones and Captain Jack Harkness. This was written and published by Louise Griffin on Wednesday the 4th of March 2026 at 12:38 p.m. Right. After 7 years, Ianto Shrine on Cardiff Bay is set to be torn down, and Torchwood fans are officially in mourning. If those words mean nothing to you, we'll need you to cast your minds back to 2009, when the beloved Doctor Who spin-off Torchwood was airing its haunting third season, Children of Earth. All was well, or so we thought. Suddenly and abruptly, after 2 seasons of making fans fall in love with the romance between Captain Jack Harkness, played by John Barrowman, and Ianto Jones, played by Gareth David Lloyd, fan favourite Ianto was brutally killed off. And then you've got a video there where Mark Gatiss, one of the writers of Doctor Who, is at some sort of red carpet commercial event, and he's talking about Doctor Who and other projects that he's part of at the moment. Right. Fans were so devastated by the loss that they created a shrine on Cardiff Bay, the location of Torchwood HQ, to pay memory to him, with fans leaving flowers and messages. In particular, many fans remembered the character for being a refreshing example of LGBTQ plus representation when it wasn't commonplace on screen. That was nice, in my opinion. I think that many fans felt like they saw themselves in that character of Ianto Jones, and that they can compare themselves to him because of they might think that they might be part of the LGBTQ plus community, and it's just a shame that at that point it wasn't really a commonplace on screen. But it's good that I believe that Gareth David Lloyd playing Ianto Jones in Torchwood really properly kicked that off and started the proper routine of having these types of characters on screen, because at the end of the day they're just people, and for some time going back through history, people unfortunately have not accepted that, and also the people that feel like they are part of this community didn't feel welcome or comfortable. So I feel like that representation there with Ianto Jones and Torchwood started something new off that we all see today, that for me anyway, and because I'm a big believer in equality and diversity and this sort of thing, that's the sort of thing that we should be seeing nowadays in life in general. If you're walking across the street one day and you see someone else, and they're part of the LGBTQ plus community, or as I've said in this article has said, that if they're on screen or any other sort of media. I hope that made sense to you. Where have I got to? Yeah. However, Carol Ann Hillman, who maintains the shrine, recently revealed that it is soon to be taken down. She said on X, formerly Twitter, "Curse you, Elon Musk." Really said in her message, "Really sad news. Afraid Ianto Jones's shrine is being taken down at the end of April. I will try and take off cups and other small items. It is really sad. I am devastated." She has said that reasons for the removal include rotting wood, rusting iron work, and health and safety. Well, that's just saying it there is just fair enough, really, isn't it? Because you don't want to go and visit something you feel really strong about, memorial or other things that can compare to it, and slip over or hurt yourself. So yeah. A spokesperson for Mermaid Key has also confirmed the news of Radio Times and said, "We can confirm that Ianto's shrine at Mermaid Key will be taken down whilst we carry out maintenance work. This work is required to ensure the lower boardwalk continues to provide a wonderful experience for all our visitors. We hope to work with the local community to explore a new plaque for Ianto once the maintenance works have been completed." Fans have been left gutted by the news, with one on X saying, "Sad to hear about Ianto's shrine. It's popular landmark down at the bay, and for them to want to get rid of it, it just doesn't sit right with me. They should repair it up, but allow the shrine to continue. It's sad to see they want it gone." Now this is something that I don't really agree with, because it's like, did that fan not really read the actual message that the part that the caretaker wrote? Obviously not, because that's basic. What's that message that the fan just said there is basically the same thing that the caretaker here, in this picture of her with Gareth David Lloyd, in front of Ianto's shrine, said. So it just seems really stupid to me that, yeah. But anyway, let's carry on. Another added, well, that's heartbreaking. Ianto's shrine is such a small yet vital part of Cardiff Bay, and it's a real shame that it can't even be moved in any way to continue a honour to the legacy of Doctor Who / Torchwood on Cardiff. Then, ready? One more said, I was so happy to visit Ianto's shrine back in 2016, along with the Doctor Who experience, but apparently it's due to be taken down at the end of April. Sad times, but a testament to Torchwood, #Torchwood, and the love for the character that it's remained this long. R.I.P. Ianto Shrine. So yeah, before I go on to just have a look at this X article, because I won't read it because I've already mentioned it previously in the video. But yeah, it's a bit sad, really. Obviously, and I've gone to see it more times than I can count. But I can probably say about 6 times, 5-6 times. But it's really saddened me, because as these other fans on X have commented about, that it's a vital part of Cardiff Bay, and I would say personally Wales, full stop, but also the Doctor Who and Torchwood universe, if you like, obviously the Whoniverse now. But yeah, it's a real shame, but obviously, especially the caretaker, but you'd really prefer there to be some human safety in all of this than just it being focused on, oh, we'll just pop down and go and see Ianto's shrine and it's falling apart, don't you? So I know it's sad, but we need to focus on health and safety and the look of what Ianto's shrine looks like. So yeah, an absolutely beautiful picture here of Ianto's shrine. Obviously people in the background, a bike, but lots of nice bits and pieces there that are on it. Will it let me see it? No. Okay, sorry about that. Right, so yeah, you can see all these different bits and pieces of photos, and there's a tie there and a rose, and I think that's probably a fridge magnet, but all sorts of different bits and pieces on Ianto's shrine there. It's really nice. Just read a bit more and then we'll go on to the next thing. David Lloyd, who played Ianto, previously opened up to the Radio Times about the shrine, saying he would often take friends to visit, and admitted he was expecting it to be one day taken down. I know I'll always have an opportunity if friends come over from overseas or are visiting Cardiff, he said. They always want to go to the shrine to have a picture taken, so I've been there a few times. It's been a couple of months since I've been there. I went for the 10-year anniversary. I know the caretaker, Carol Ann Hillman, has put up lots of decorations. Oh, sorry. My mind boggles that it's still there, and I'm just waiting for Mermaid Key to say enough is enough and let's take it down. So it's very weird but very flattering. As for why character meant so much to many, yeah, so it's nice that he's, and a bit strange that he's been thinking that, but yeah. He added, I've had a few experiences where fans have come up to me and they've been quite emotional, and they've said that Jack and Ianto's relationship helped them accept who they were and come out to their parents, or feel that they've given the power to own themselves. I think maybe that has a lot to do with why Ianto is still so loved, with that sort of relationship being so forefront in a major primetime TV show. Pardon me again, sorry. Yeah, so as I was saying earlier, it's vital that I believe that equality is shown / expressed on modern screens now, and I think that it just sounds from this quote from Gareth that he was just happy that obviously that he had that sort of connection to someone, because that person saw themselves in that relationship, and that sort of helped that individual out of, I would probably expect, some very dark and challenging times for that individual. So it's very good, and it just shows how moving that this universe, the Hooniverse, if you like, can be. So yeah, that's just talking more about Louise Griffin and what she does. So yes, so now we will be quickly going on to the war between the land and the sea segment. Here we go. So this is also Radio Times, as you probably just saw. The war between the land and the sea writer reveals the massive effects sequence which was cut from the Doctor Who spin-off. Right, yeah, so as I was saying, this is a cutscene from the current TV spin-off from Doctor Who that's only on British screens, I think. I'm not sure if you guys in, say for example, America or Scotland or any other countries outside of the UK can see, unfortunately. But I really do hope that you will be able to view this soon, because it's very good. I'm not, obviously, as lots of YouTubers that have talked about it before. I'm not going to give you any spoilers here if you haven't seen The War Between the Land and the Sea, but I'm just going to say, personally, I think it's very good. Okay, into the article we go. Spinoff's co-writer revealed the rather grotesque details of a cut scene. So there's a picture of Barclay. That's interesting, I think, because I don't think this bit will be quite spoilery. So if you don't want to hear about this, then probably skip about 10 seconds, something like that. So I'll give you countdown starting now. 1, 2, 3. So I don't think that this is interesting, but I don't think that this picture from The War Between the Land and the Sea of Barclay, played by Russell Tovey, was actually in the final cut of the whole 5 episodes. Because I think it's probably from one of the cut scenes, obviously, I presume. So yeah. Right. This was published yesterday at 11:52 a.m. again by Louise Griffin. The War Between the Land and the Sea writer Pete McTighe, and I'd probably say here one of our possibilities for new showrunner, if Russell T Davies does leave, has revealed the rather grotesque details of a scene that never made the cut in the Doctor Who spin-off. Russell Tovey and Gugu Mbatha-Raw led the spin-off, which followed a conflict between humanity and the classic Who monsters, the Sea Devils, now known as Homo Aqua, with a big focus on climate issues, particularly the damage done to the oceans and the waterways of Earth. But not everything writers Pete McTighe and Russell T Davies dreamed up could make the cut. And then there's a video there. I think I said earlier on in the video when we talked about the whole Torchwood Ianto Shrine article. It's another video of Mark Gatiss talking about Doctor Who and what he thinks is happening and going to happen next. So I've just thought this is a fantastic opportunity for me to quickly ask you to please like, comment, share and subscribe if you've enjoyed most of this video so far, and also please do check out my YouTube channel if this is the sort of content that you like. I mostly do Doctor Who content and poetry, but I occasionally do other things as well. So for example, not so long ago I did a reaction video to the Welcome to Derry series trailer, and also I did a short where Santa was cycling away from Vecna from Stranger Things. So it's basically, the content is just lots of different fun and unique things that I enjoy, that are mainly literature and TV and film. Alright? But mainly I'd say Doctor Who. So there was only one big effects sequence that we ended up having to cut, which was from the start of episode 2, which was going to open in this beautiful restaurant on the Italian coast. Pete McTighe said at Convention Gallifrey 1, this is a very famous convention, I think in somewhere in America, I think Chicago or New York, something like that. This young hot couple were arriving in a sports car and then went into this amazing restaurant that had glass view of the sea that was beautiful, and then a beautiful picture from the war between the land and the sea. And this is from episode 2, that's or episode 3, I can't remember, but it's from, I know where this scene is from in the series, but I'm not sure, you know, what episode it's from. I don't know if that made sense, but anyway, lovely picture, great acting, great costumes, great everything, if you ask me. Right, they sit down and he was going to propose to her and says he loves her, and then suddenly a squid was going to slap onto the window, and they were like, sorry, what was that? And then another one would splat onto the other window, and then another one, and suddenly they were all these squids attacking this restaurant, and the windows exploded. Pete McTighe went on to say it was going to be this effect sequence to open the episode, but obviously because it wasn't an integral part of the story, it was important to put the money into things like the plastic apocalypse that were crucial to the show. The memorable scene that McTighe is referring to showed plastic pulled from the oceans and waterways raining down on Earth in an act of revenge from Homo Aqua. Actor Alexander Devrient played Colonel Christopher Ibrahim, previously opened up to Radio Times about that scene, saying there is no acting required whatsoever. We are already in this world 100%, and seeing all this plastic, it's so nasty. Basically, used sort of recoil. It just goes to show how much we waste. Cool, that's a bit of a mouthful. Meanwhile, speaking about the show's depiction of the climate change crisis, Davies previously said one of the most boring things you can ever say to a writer is, don't be preachy. Quite a few religions have been based for thousands of years upon preaching. It's not bad as a system, it works. The truth is, I don't have to get on a high horse at all. If I'm writing about the oceans in 2025, then they really are filthy and stinking and half destroyed. I wouldn't be lying if I didn't mention these things. It's only politically engaged because it has no choice. And then again, as I said earlier, it's talking a bit more about the sci-fi and fantasy editor, Louise Griffin. If you, as I said earlier on in this video, thank you for watching this video, and if you liked watching this video and you have been interested in what I had to say, then please like, share and subscribe, and do comment down below if you've watched The War Between the Land and the Sea. What did you think of it? And also, are you upset about the destruction choices of Ianto Shrine in Cardiff Bay? So yeah, thanks for watching, and allons-y and goodbye.